All right, here you go. Do you have an intro, Mike?
No, I thought that was going to be you.
Oh, it is. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cape 2015. This is Mike Zapcic, Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Club. Thank you so much for the warm welcome to Canada. We've been to Niagara Falls, but I don't. Did you consider that like the real Canada?
No, that was like Canada Light. It was. We might as well have been in America for as much as they gouged us. So yeah, it was pretty bad. You know, I think it was $45 for a flapjack breakfast up there. So yeah, I felt like I was still in America.
Yeah, well, you went to the IHOP at the hotel. That was your mistake. You should have went to Tim Hortons like everybody else does who lives here.
The IHOP, like that's a highfalutin place. Oh, you had to go to the IHOP, yeah.
It was the IHOP for stupid Americans.
Okay.
To get gouged.
It was in our hotel. Oh my God! All right, and ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, Ming Chen is drinking today.
Oh,
so ask him whatever the hell you want.
Yes, I will answer.
In vino veritas.
I will answer anything. Now, me, I sort of consider myself an honorary Canadian. I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and which was sort of the border was about half an hour away in between Detroit. I used to go to this magical town called Windsor, like Windsor, Ontario. My mom would drag me there as a kid. The exchange rate was really good, so we're going to Windsor. The Chinese food is really cheap there. We're gonna go. We can eat like kings for like a couple of loonies. And I'm like, all right, Mom.
That's nuts. No, you don't have to hold.
And then later on, as I got older, I would go over because the drinking age in Canada is 19.
Yes.
I'm like, where is this magical land where the drinking age is 2 years younger than it is here in the States?
We used to call that New York City, folks. Where we're from, you don't have to hold the thing.
Right.
Do it like this.
All right.
Put it right in front of you.
All right,
I will speak up.
Okay.
Here we go. And so you're considering yourself an honorary Canadian.
Well, I go to Windsor often. The drinking age. There were strip clubs as far as the eye could see, and we got this magical cool money. But I would sit at home. I would flip on the TV, and we would get CBC. And I remember one night I flipped on the TV. There were all these dudes dressed in drag, and one dude dressed as something called the Chicken Lady.
Fuck yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? This is weird, but brilliant. And later on, there's a dude crushing people's heads. And a dude running around as something called the Eradicator.
Yes.
Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall.
And then I became obsessed with Kids in the Hall. I think it's Lorne Michaels' best creation, even better than Saturday Night Live.
True.
In my opinion.
But you would not have had Kids in the Hall if you hadn't done Saturday Night Live. So you got to give it up to SNL.
That's true. But that combination of those dudes, Scott Thompson and Bruce McCullough, like magical.
They are.
It was magical.
So we're gonna kiss their butts for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I know, and then after that, there's a magical show at Degrassi Junior High that we're tuned into, and that's how I grew up on both those shows.
Okay, so you're gonna leave no butt unkissed. Excellent.
Exactly.
Good. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people watch comic book fans like, man, you take a lot of ribbing. You're too nice. You're too nice. What's wrong with you? I'm just acting Canadian, man.
And that's actually why Kevin hired him, because he's an honorary Canadian.
Yeah, but I mean, do you feel like you're? I know we've been here for literally 24 hours. Have you become accustomed to the culture here?
I feel much nicer. It's true. I feel much more. I haven't driven since yesterday, so that stress is gone. And I noticed that you people drive very well up here and politely, which is wow. It's so foreign to me. So. If I'm not driving by you, flicking you the bird, or throwing pennies or empty beer cans at you, it's not driving. So, but you guys are you're so warm and accommodating. We cannot thank you enough. And so, welcome to Cape.
Yes. And
now, before Ming starts rambling on about something you don't want to hear about,
okay,
let's see if anybody has a question. Just please stand up from your chairs and. We'll pick you.
Yeah, Q&A format. If you want to come up and ask a question,
keep...
if you want to sit here next to Mike and ask a question, you can, like, bask in the aura.
Stand, please.
Yes. Hello, my friend. How are you? What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan, how are you, Ryan?
I'm okay. I'm hungover as hell.
All right,
I can't help you with
It's
that.
my birthday today.
happy birthday! You chose to spend your birthday at Cape. That's all. With
And
us.
how old?
Well, yeah, you're part of the reason why we came down. Actually.
That's
How old though?
I'm 31.
31.
Yeah.
You look like 15.
I know. Yeah, so do I. It's
All
the
right.
steam whistle keeps me young. Everybody.
My question for you guys is when during Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast did you guys start getting when did they tell you were going to get your own show on AMC, like comic book man? When did were you guys not allowed to talk about it because the podcast is a weekly thing? You must have known for months before.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I'll start with you. When did you find out that you were going to be the star of a reality TV show on AMC?
To be honest-
after The Walking Dead.
To be honest, I don't think that I was originally supposed to be in the show.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to be Brian Walt, Brian Quinn, and you.
I don't
And,
remember this.
well, actually, it was before
How could
the.
there be a show without Mike Zapsik?
That's true. But before
Crazy talk.
before the pitch meeting, or yeah, actually, it was before the pitch meeting. I wasn't supposed to be included in that, and that Quinn was down.
He was.
And basically, the pitch meeting was Brian and Walt saying, "Hey, we want to do a show, and here's our ideas, and we want to fix people up with, fix guys up who are comic geeks with women." And they're like, "No." Like, all right, then we want to help them solve their problems in their real lives, and we'll guide them through it. Like, no. So, like, what else you got? Crickets. Just humming, nothing. I said, well, we can. I just happened to walk in because I was opening up the shop that morning.
So what do I have?
And yeah, what's that guy got? You got anything? And I gave him a couple of ideas. They're like, that's what we want. We want that. But we want you guys to be funny. So they had no idea what they really wanted. They wanted comic books, toys, and some jackasses being funny, and a guy who doesn't mind being in Speedos.
That would be me. Or Wonder Woman Underoos.
Wonder Woman
I guess.
Underoos, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so you're saying the show was your idea?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. The show was a foregone conclusion. It's just where was it going to go?
But when you didn't answer my question, when did you find out? How did you find out?
How did I find out? When the cameras came in and we started shooting. Like, all right, this is going to be season 1. Because we did a sizzle reel before that. And a sizzle reel is
So like a
essentially
pilot.
almost a pilot, but not quite as long. It was supposed to be like 10 minutes. And I think Kevin showed the sizzle reel at San Diego Comic-Con, did he not?
Yeah, I have. I wish we could show it. We should find out if we can start showing it because it is interesting.
Yeah, we taped it with a girl. They needed a female presence in the store.
Which I thought I loved. I was like, listen, you guys are funny, right? But you're too old. You're all white except for the Asian guy,
Right.
and like no one's gonna watch this. We gotta throw. They
Yeah,
wanted to try to throw a girl in it, so they
And
got this hot girl.
I mean, you thought she was hot, but yeah, she was a girl, and she was a very nice girl, and she knew her comic books, but we've known each other for 15 years. That's the least I've known any of these guys. So she came in, and there was no chemistry between any of us.
Yeah.
So it just
I
felt
thought
like
we had chemistry, me and her.
you and her.
Yeah.
But she didn't. That's why she took out a
right.
restraining order against you. But
Right.
so they watched the sizzle reel. They said, you know what? It's very funny, and it's got potential, but we need to scrap the girl. I was like, well, you're the ones who told us to put the girl in there. Yeah, we know. We made a mistake.
I think it was more like, you know what, we got Ming. We don't need a girl.
There you go.
He's close enough.
All right.
Yeah, I'd gotten a text from Kevin. He was like, listen, this is going to sound really weird, and I swear I'm not that high, but they want to do a reality show in the store, and they want you in it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, how much did you smoke today? But he's like, no, this is real. And my first thought was, Walt Flanagan is never going to go for this.
No.
There's no chance. You've seen Walt on the show. You may have heard him on the podcast. Very private guy.
Yes.
Very his world is the store and his home, and traveling in between. That's pretty much it.
And the 5 miles in between. The Dunkin', not even Dunkin' Donuts, the McDonald's and the KFC in between there.
Yeah,
That's it.
and anything outside of that, he feels very comfortable with. He doesn't want to do. Even that's why he's not at these cons. He hates doing cons. He doesn't like the attention. He doesn't like to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if he could just run the store for the rest of his life,
He'd be a happy man.
and go to
And-
flea markets, he would be.
And doing his
happy.
sketches. That's about it. So
And I think Kevin told Walt, yeah, there's a reality show. you're going to be the star. And he was like, yeah, whatever. He was like, this will never happen.
Yeah.
He had it in his mind that it would never happen, it would never air. And well, 4 seasons later,
Yeah.
here we are. But we didn't really answer your question, did we? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Did you guys have anything? Because you guys are always getting all of this awesome stuff into the store that you get to put out. Was there anything that you were waiting for to come in, or was there anything that came in that was your favorite?
What was one of your favorite items that came in?
I'm still waiting for stuff. We're supposed to submit a list of stuff that we think people would find interesting, and I'm still waiting for most of my stuff to come in.
Yeah, before we should, they give us an opportunity. It's like, well, what would what are things from your childhood that excited you? Maybe we'll see if we can get some of them to come
if
in.
we see these coming in, we'll fast track them or whatever. We'll make sure that they get in. I want to see a bunch of stuff like, do you remember Rom, the Space Knight? Yeah, there we go. There's a fan.
There's a guy dating himself.
And Rom was like this. It was kind of a hideous doll that was not articulated. I think it was made of just molded plastic, and they made a Marvel comic book out of it, and it was fairly successful. Ran for was it 72, 74 issues, and which is big back in the 70s. But it outlasted the toy, as a matter of fact. But I wanted to see that in the worst way, and we still haven't been able to find anyone who's willing to part with one. So, even fake part with one and come in and be on camera. And, hey, I've got a Rom doll, and do a little song and dance for us.
Good idea. Try that.
You have a Rom doll?
I'm going to pretend I do.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, my lists are pretty short. It's just like G.I. Joe, Star Wars. Like, that's all I want to see. And,
But they accommodate you. They get you like the biggest G.I. The thing is bigger than him, the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. They brought that in for him.
Yeah, I think that was that was probably the favorite thing, one of my favorite items that ever came was the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. If you didn't collect G.I. Joe, back in 84, 85, they came with a 7-foot aircraft carrier. It was to scale with the little figures. And when I was a kid, I wanted that thing so bad. But it was like one of the first $100 toys. And my mom was like, "No, no way."
I resent spending 2 loonies on you for Chinese food.
I know, right?
I can't
Yeah, she's
7-foot.
She's like, "Aren't those
aircraft
little
carrier.
figures? Aren't they like $2? Like, why is the aircraft carrier $100?" Like, Mom, it's massive. It's 100 feet. Like, no. It's like I tried that trick where like, all right, you don't have to buy me a birthday present or a Christmas present for the next 5 years.
It's like I was gonna anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's partially why I like the show. I didn't get a lot of the stuff I wanted when I was a kid. I don't like to use this word, but my parents were kind of cheap. It's a whole Asian parent thing. So now, as a grown man,
You're buying
I'm
stuff
buying stuff that I would have bought back then if I
and
had
neglecting
any
your
money.
own children's needs. Gotcha.
Right,
Excellent.
yeah, I'll buy it for myself. So I did get to buy the aircraft carrier. I bought it for 5 times what it originally cost, which is unfortunately the curse, trying to buy back your childhood.
And to be honest with you, his wife gave him an ultimatum. It's either you buy this or you buy a coffin. You can't have both. So
Yeah,
Ming's
so-
going to be buried with...
I'll be buried in the USS flag,
USS flag, yeah.
with the Sky Striker, throw a little plane in there. But yeah, I had wanted to display it and play with it, and I have my kids play with it. I have no room for it. It's literally 7 feet, so
It's too big for your house.
So where is it now, Mike?
It is in the basement of the stash, which I trip over on an almost daily basis.
Yeah,
So,
it's actually kind of sad.
yeah, it is.
But it may be disassembled, it might be in the store, but it's mine.
True.
And that's all I care about.
One of my favorite things that we had in there was, and you can still see it in the background of the show, is the Legion of Superheroes, the 10-pack that Matty Collector put out. And when you roll it up, it turns into the old Legion Clubhouse. And it's just really cool. It's something I always wanted as a kid. They never made any toys that were really fun when I was young, because, that's back when dinosaurs ruled the earth. So.
Is there anything you're dying to see that, we're coming, have you ever heard, looks like we're getting to season 5.
It looks like.
We're back in October when The Walking Dead comes back. And, hey, that's all thanks to you guys. If you guys didn't tune in at midnight when when most people go to sleep.
You guys must smoke a lot of pot. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That still counts. And you smoke pot during the day. That's awesome too.
Is there anything you're dying to see? It's like 2015. This is when this is when Marty would have gone to in Back to the Future 2.
I want to.
I would love
You want to see
more.
that?
I want to see more Back to the Future stuff.
You want to see a hoverboard?
I would love to. I did see a hoverboard today. I don't know if that dude's here. Some dude there. It is.
There you are.
That thing is awesome.
That's coming back to the States with him. So
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool. I would love to see the flux capacitor. That'd be really nice to
Yeah.
come in because they did make a replica of that.
We learned yesterday we're buddy with Pat Mastroianni now from Degrassi.
Yeah.
With him. That dude had a DeLorean. He spent his Degrassi money and he bought a freaking DeLorean.
I mean, we've seen how many vehicles come through not the Stash's stores, but parked outside
Let's
the
hope
Stash.
not.
Yeah, right. We're not a drive-through, folks. I would love to see a DeLorean. We had the Black Beauty last year. Let's get the DeLorean back. That'd be nice.
Did you know I almost bought one? A
No.
DeLorean. There was a period in my life where I was. There was 1 year in my life where I was working. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon had started a internet
Name dropper. Pardon me. Oh,
They started internet company
The
called Live
Blind.
Planet. They did a TV show called Project Greenlight, which was 1,000,000 years ago, and he had hired me for 1 year, paid me a boatload of money, and I almost bought a DeLorean.
you're at the top, man.
Until I discovered that I had no mechanical talent at all. Like I can't even.
Dude,
I
you're
can't-
Asian. What the hell?
I know, you would think it's like, well, it's all Fast and the Furious in my world. Like I'm like putting NOS in my car and like putting big spoilers.
You
and
drive
stuff.
a Fit.
I do. I drive a Honda Fit now, so long way from a DeLorean. But I almost bought one going doors. But
That would have been cool. I would have been your best friend.
had I bought it, it would have been on blocks in my front yard. I can't fix anything.
With an engine just dangling from a tree somewhere.
Yeah,
All right.
Jason. Yes. How are you?
Good, how are you? I'm looking very anxious for Star Trek there. You guys are still going to check that out?
Yes,
Star Trek tonight.
Tonight, if anybody doesn't know, there's an after party at Star Trek Wrath of Khan at the Port Theater. We will be there. A little tribute to Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, don't cut off your wristband.
Don't cut off your wristbands. It'll get you in.
My question is, do you know in advance when celebrities come to the staff? And if you do, and also, who's your favorite?
Sometimes we do get advance warning. Sometimes they like to spring it on us and surprise the hell out of us. Like Nichelle Nichols. For me, I was like, what the hell is...
You're a Trekkie, right? Or a
Yeah, Trekker,
Yeah,
Trekker.
you said Trekker.
not really a trekker. I just appreciate because there was a time when I smoked pot and stayed up till midnight to watch Star Trek and be like, they got a couple of good ideas there. So
Did you want to kiss Uhura?
who didn't?
All right.
Uhura and
Did
Yeoman
Brian
Rand.
Johnson kiss him in that episode?
Brian Johnson did.
Brian Johnson kissed her twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Yeah.
Kissed her twice. She really liked the beard. It was kind of cute, actually.
It was very cute.
Or what about when
And
Lando showed up? Was that pretty cool?
no one kissed Lando.
I tried to kiss Billy D, and he was like, I was like,
He
what?
said, you can't grow facial hair, and then just got the hell out.
I busted a can of Colt 45. I was like, it works every time, right? It didn't work every time.
Imagine Stan Lee must be up there too.
Stan Lee is very much up there. Adam West.
Yeah.
Stanley and Adam.
Do you have a favorite guest that came in?
Kevin Eastman was one of my favorites.
Kevin Eastman?
Kevin Eastman.
Co-creator of the Teenage
Yeah,
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
what a great guy. Just a very nice guy. Neil Adams. I mean, I'm going to go down our entire guest list. There are very few
Everybody
people
was
that
your
were.
favorite.
Are there kids here besides?
They're
Earmuffs. Come on, Chloe.
Oh, yeah.
There were jerks. Almost
Okay.
none. One guy. And I'm not
We're
going to name
naming
names.
nameless? Okay.
Not going to name names. But even Kevin couldn't stomach the guy. So
Really?
oh yeah.
All right.
Not naming names.
Yeah, but Stanley, bar none, had to
Stanley.
be one of my favorite persons.
What a great guy.
I don't know, has anybody met Stanley? I know he's been up in Ottawa, he does a lot of cons. I think it's great that he does cons. He doesn't have to.
No.
I think he does it because he likes it. He's certainly got enough money. He's certainly earned the right to retire and not do them anymore. Yeah, like almost every week he's at a con.
I gotta be honest, I don't think that retirement is in the cards for him. I mean,
No.
because it keeps him young. He's
92. He's 92. But I mean, what impressed me, they always say don't meet your heroes, you'll always be disappointed. Meet Stan Lee, for sure.
If you ever get a chance, meet Stan Lee.
It was just crazy. If you meet him at a con, you get maybe like 5 minutes with him, if that. You know, they.
36.
Oh, really? You give you a year more than that? That's awesome. Yeah, we got what, like 3-4 hours with him.
Yeah.
And he sat there and he answered all our stupid questions.
Yeah, we had so many
He
dumb
answered
questions.
all
It
our
was
stupid questions.
disgusting.
And then it was like, hey, Mr. Lee, would you mind signing 1 or 2 things? We put a whole stack. Because we kept adding to it. You know, the crew was there, like, and
Yeah. Hey, would you mind signing this pomegranate?
And
He's
he-
like, sure, Excelsior.
yeah, would you sign my cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
I was like, sure.
Actually, that was one of the things that it's a prized possession for me now, and it survived the storm that destroyed my comic collection. Was he signed a Captain America shield?
Right smack dab in the
Right
middle.
stab in the
Right on the star.
Yep, right on the star. So, prized possession.
It was pretty cool. Anybody else?
How do you guys determine when merchandise comes in, what to show on the store? Do you come the next day when the cameras are rolling, or is it just random?
No, we've got a there's a thing. A good question. There's a we're not a reality show per se. We're an unscripted show. There's kind of a difference because a reality show isn't really a reality show anymore once you throw cameras in the mix, because it tends to alter whatever somebody's going to say. 'Cause you know a camera's there, so you're not going to act as much of a jerk as you usually would, which works in some people's favor. But when you're unscripted, there's a website you can go to, and since there is coming a season 5, maybe
You could be on the show.
You could be on the show.
Do you remember the site? It's
comicbookmancasting.com. If you go there, tell them what you have. Like, I want to bring you an Avengers #1, and here's why. And you do a little video, show them how much of a character you are, and they'll decide. We don't get a choice in the matter. We give them a list of stuff that we want to see in the beginning of the year. And as I said, I think I've seen one thing. It was Bullet Man, the Human Bullet from G.I. Joe, the old 13-inch.
Why do you think that is? There are your things like obscure? Or is
My
it
things
like-
are probably a little more obscure than most, but there's a lot of stuff, and my stuff is also a lot rarer than most. The stuff
okay.
that I really want to see, I want to see the Wayne Foundation from Mego, but they only made like 15 of them, so anyone who's got one, not willing to part with it. So, and
Wait, how rare could it be? This season we got the freaking rocket firing Boba Fett.
yeah,
That's got to be like one of the rarest
that pretty much
things
is.
ever, not just Star Wars.
And you want to talk about something that came as a surprise to us. We didn't know anything about that, and they sprung it on us. They're like, "Here you go, boys. It's something you'll never see again in your lives." And I swear to God, we probably
a
never
toy with a rocket that killed children.
Yeah, or had the potential to kill children. It's like, I want 4.
So, like, even an item that Walt is not interested in, like, you guys still know about it in advance that it might come in? Is it
It might.
Sometimes well, and if he's not interested, you can tell he's not interested in it.
It's like,
Well, you guys are kids of the '70s, so anything
True.
'70s that comes in, Walt's all over.
Yeah,
it. If you-
cha-ching,
right
eyes
after,
go right up.
right after December 31st, 1979, into the '80s were my time period. Like I love anything '80s. Walt, not so much.
Yeah,
And he'll
Walt's-
make it. He won't hide that fact.
No. There was one time, and this is a story that it was me, Brian, and Walt, and a guy brought in a statue of Flash of Two Worlds. It was like Golden Age Flash and regular Flash, the Silver Age Flash, and it was not a spectacular item. In season 2, we had 3 producers who didn't like us. They really didn't. They were trying to reinvent the wheel and earn themselves Emmys, and they had no idea what the show was about, and so they would do stuff to punish us. Like, all right, we got something for you, and it was the Flash of Two Worlds, and it was a statue that we could not move in the stash for almost 10 years. It sat there gathering dust. And so this guy comes in, and he's a perfectly nice guy, respectable, he's a lawyer. So Walt he's like, I don't care about this thing, so let me just screw with this guy a lot. And he starts talking about like smoking crack, and coming from Walt, like, hey, let's get crazy, let's smoke some crack. It's like, what? What? Am I? Even the guy said,
Is
am
that
I
why he
hurt
said
too?
that?
Yeah.
I remember I was watching
Yeah.
this. So I was like, why is Flanagan talking about smoking crack?
Because they were.
This is weird.
Like I said, they were trying to punish us, and they were like, make something interesting out of this, and we did, and it turned out to be one of the funnest transactions of that season. And we were screwing around with this guy, and a lot of the stuff that we were saying didn't make it into the episode because we were trying to talk the guy into a little insurance fraud and cheating on his wife because we were going to go and get him some lap dances. But it some things don't turn out the way that we plan, and a lot of stuff doesn't turn out the way that the producers plan.
And then bam, gold.
Yeah, and then you get gold.
What's the worst thing that ever came in?
Worst thing, not the item itself, but the guy who was trying to sell it to us. Do you remember the ET finger?
Yeah, I don't think that ever made it, right?
It did not make it.
There's what year was that? Right when ET came out, they came with this foam
1982.
finger, the foam
And
ET
it lit
finger.
up.
And it looked so phallic.
It was very phallic, but the tip lit up, and it smelled funky.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, what the hell? It smelled like that, rubber gets after 30 years. It smells like rancid fish. So we're like, I'm not putting my finger in that. And the guy's like, oh, let it. And he came in, and he might as well have been wearing rainbow suspenders and a big rainbow wig. Because he was like, look at me, I'm a clown. And we're like, no, you're not. You're just an annoying sack. And so that didn't make it, but that was one of the worst transactions we had ever had. Because there was nothing to play off. I mean, we were talking about this very phallic-looking finger. And we're like, all right, that's not going to make it in. All right, neither's that. Neither's that. And for the next 10 minutes, that's not going to make it. Neither's that. And this guy was just running around like a total turd.
So did you buy it?
No.
Oh. Still collectible.
No, it smelled like rancid fish. So
You didn't want that smell in your house?
not terribly collectible.
All right. What about didn't some dude bring in printing plates or something?
That was one of the most boring things too. A piece of history. This guy had Will Eisner plates that they used to print.
For the comic strips.
They would
Newspaper?
actually, yeah, they would stamp out these plates, and for newspaper strips, they would, it'd go on there, and this guy had 50,000 of them from Jack Kirby and Will Eisner. But it wasn't Captain America. It wasn't the Spirit. It wasn't anything recognizable. So we're like, what's the use? These were like the Far Side, but not funny. It's the Depression. Eat a chicken. It's like, the hell does that mean? No one cares.
I thought the Far Side but Not Funny was Family Circus.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, little Billy.
Seriously,
Oh,
they're
okay.
Canadians. They probably love Family Circus because it's wholesome.
Oh, right.
Alright.
All right.
You just offended an entire group of people.
No, man, I'm drinking Canadian beer, man. I can do no wrong today.
No, that guy's over there. He's
Come on, man. I listen to
sharpening up a
the
knife. I'm watching.
I listen to the Tragically Hip, man. I'm Canadian. Yes, sir.
The character Anthony there, brought the Batman Shadow Box and Kryptonite Rock.
Yes.
Did he ever come back after he brought the Shadow Box again?
Yeah, he did. We had him at the Dean Cain party.
Yeah, he came. We invited him over. His goons worked security for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a dude come in. His name's Anthony. He always came in with these weird, but somewhat valuable items.
Yeah.
But he always had this air. He was from what, South Jersey?
No, he's from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Hey, you doing?
lot of gold chains.
Yes.
He packed muscle with him. He always came with these two big dudes.
They were
goons.
just. And the stench of cigars, correct? Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
So mobster connected.
Don't know. Smoke cigars. So
I didn't want to find out. So
anyone who smokes cigars is mobbed up.
You smoke cigars. You were looking for Cuban cigars yesterday.
I
You
rest
have
my
one on
case.
you, don't
Yeah,
you?
I rest my case. I'm pretty mobbed up.
All right.
But yeah, Anthony's actually a friend of the store. So
Chris still brings in specialty stuff.
not so much anymore. But
Yeah, we'll see him just randomly every
Yeah.
so often at a con or something. I'm like, hey, yo, Anthony, what up?
he's like, hey, I'm parlaying. I'm parlaying
I'm like,
my.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think that word means what do you think it means.
Anthony, what are you up? Anthony, wait, call me
Andy,
Anthony,
yeah.
what are you up to now? I was like, I'm in waste management. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, thanks. Awesome. Remind me not to pitch off.
On the show, somebody will bring in a comic book and with, I don't know if it's from editing or whatever, Walt will be like, oh, that's Spider-Man 173, where this, and he knows it like...
No, that's him.
No, that's yeah.
That's him. I think him and between Walt and Mike, I mean, you guys are encyclopedias. I like to call you. I always call you the comic book man, Rain Man.
Sort of.
Like
Yeah.
you're like Raymond from the you know everything.
It's really weird.
It seems like you know. I mean, I say like you know everything that anybody cares about. I like.
That's partly it. I found I have Walt doing art for Cryptozoic Man, Batman the Whiting Gyre, and everything else that Kevin throws at him. He looks for specific panels sometimes in comics. He's like, I need to find somebody doing this pose, and it'll pop into my head.
Like, Isaac Spider-Man 212, page 33,
exactly.
panel 4,
and it's
drawn by I'm like, whoa.
The most useless ability ever. But I've got it. And I'm like, if only you know what? Why can't I just pull out lottery numbers?
I know
that would be great. But no, I remember that panel from 1979 when I was,
I wish I worked at the blackjack table, man.
Yeah.
We could go right now.
No, not even good. Unless the dealer's like, well, I've got 2 panels from Uncanny X-Men 131.
Have you always been like this, where you can remember things? Comic book, just because you love it so much?
That's partly it, but it's like the weirdest memory.
It's a gift, man.
It helped out sometimes when you were cramming for an exam, and I didn't need to remember it for very long, but boom, it was there. So
I remember one Christmas I bought Mike. It was an Iron Man spatula from some store for Christmas, and so it was like a spatula with an Iron Man head on it. And I gave it to you. It was like, oh my god, that's from issue Iron Man. Like
it was a cover,
157 from. You told me who drew it.
Yeah, it was.
You got the issue and you showed it to me, like where they pulled that out of. I'm like, how are you able to do that? It was crazy.
Rain Man, excellent driver too. Excellent driver.
Yeah, Walmart sucks.
Walmart does suck. They don't sell cigars. Damn them.
Anybody else?
You guys played hockey with them. What was that like?
Oh man.
He loved it. These guys were in skates. I haven't skated since I was 12, and I was not about to strap on any skates.
You should have tried it. We did an episode where we got to meet some of the Devils Stanley Cup winner alumni. It was a present to Walt for working at the store for 15 years.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Take a look out the window, folks. Where the hell else are you going to see that?
You gotta love it. You gotta
Seriously.
love these cons.
And not have
I love
guys
it.
chasing him down in white coats.
I love these so much.
I love this
Where
world.
you could
It's
it is. Like that. How cool is it that this is like the awesome? Like this is it. Like this
We're living the dream.
This is the dream. It became. We used to get beat up for this, and now we don't get beat up anymore.
I'm telling you.
We get a TV show out of it.
Took our lumps.
Yeah.
Double dipping, yes.
But yeah, the playing hockey with like Ken Danico and Bruce Driver and the Stanley Cup winners. That was Mike didn't skate, so didn't they put on these like weird booties on you? Like,
I got to put on like these things that allowed me to walk on the ice. They had claws. It was cool.
How cool is it that we're at a con and the con floor is a hockey rink?
That's pretty damn cool.
That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. It's on 2 hockey rinks. So that, my man here, he's wearing a Devils hockey shirt. I'm a New Jersey Devils fan, being from New Jersey. Walt's a Devils fan. We have a Devils shrine at the store. But even the biggest Devil fans in New Jersey are, they're somewhat passive. You go to a game, it's like going to a funeral. It's very quiet. There's hardly any cheering.
Because we're used to disappointment, right?
And
seriously, how did you get away with wearing that in here with all these Canadians around going? I don't know. They're probably eyeing you with a lot of suspicion.
If you came with the Montreal jersey, I'd let you just come in.
Yeah, it's hockey. It's like hockey's life here, which I love. And hockey is, in New Jersey, hockey is just a game. It's just another form of entertainment. I like to live it like it's life, though. And I just love, we came into Ottawa Airport yesterday. There's Senators flags hanging everywhere. You drive down the streets in the neighborhood. There's a net in every driveway. And I love it. I think that's amazing. So I think I might move up here. Like, why not just move? Why not?
If they'll have you, I don't know.
Well, okay, there is that. There is that. But long story short, yeah, I was skating with some of the greats. So it's pretty awesome.
Can I tell the sidebar story?
Sure.
All right. Wasn't it Bruce Driver who came in? Which one of the guys came in? It was
No,
Jim.
it was Jim- it was Jim-
Dowd.
it was Jim Dowd.
Jim Dowd bumped into these guys about a month later in the streets of Red Bank, of all places, and he's like, "Hey, I want to talk to you guys." So he's like, "All right, come on into the stash." So Walt, Ming, and Jim Dowd are in the back of the stash for like an hour. And I'm up front, and I'm taking care of customers, helping people out, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about for an hour and a half? And he finally leaves, and Walt's like, oh my God, Jim Dowd just wanted me to get in on a pyramid scheme with him. I was like,
It wasn't a
no
pyramid
way!
scheme. He was trying to sell energy. There was no pyramid.
It was a
involved.
pyramid scheme that he was at the
There's
top
no
of.
pyramid.
And he was
There's
trying,
no
from what I
pyramid.
understand, there was a pyramid
There was
scheme
no
going on.
pyramid. It was-
All right, there was an alleged pyramid scheme
He
going
was
on.
selling energy.
Selling
Like,
energy.
You know, you dump your electricity company for
Sure,
$1.
why not? Because everyone dumps their screw you, JCP&L. I don't need you. I got Jim Dowd.
Well, I guess the
supplying
funny part
you.
was he came in the store. He's like, "Hey man, you guys got an hour to spare? Like, I want to talk to you guys about something." We're like, "Oh, are we going to talk about the '95 Stanley Cup Finals?" Like, you know, when you
Yeah, that's the first thing I think of.
when you scored that goal in the game, is that we're going to talk about? And then he starts talking to us about selling energy. We're like, "Oh, I guess we're not going to talk about hockey."
Yeah.
No.
I guess I'm gonna get scammed by Jim Dowd. All right,
It
cool.
wasn't a scam. It was
All right.
legit, but
It was legit,
it was legit.
allegedly.
Yes. I lost it all, but that's a different. That's a story for another panel. Yes. Was there someone back there? No. All right. What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Two questions. Question number one is, what do you guys think of the two big trailers that dropped this
Oh
week?
man.
One, we have no idea because we don't watch scratchy, low res.
You're talking about
trailers.
the Batman versus Superman
Right.
trailer got. I guess somebody bootlegged it, and of course there's a legit now.
Right.
Are you? Yeah. Oh, Scott Snyder got to tweet it. Oh, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder.
I would
To tweet it
have
out.
preferred it being Scott Snyder.
That would have been cool.
I'm gonna watch it in IMAX. I want to see it in all its 12
Stories.
glory. But the Star Wars, I actually watched on my iPhone first,
Ooh.
and I'm like, wow, that was uneventful. Then I watched it on my AirMac, and I'm like, oh my god,
You
that
watched
was
it on your
tremendous.
phone?
Yeah.
On your phone, could you even see the Fallen Star Destroyer at the
Yeah,
beginning?
I did, but once I saw it on the Mac, I was like, oh my god, that is phenomenal.
That trailer blew me away. I mean, I must have watched it a million times by now. I mean, like it's like almost every shot is magic.
Yeah.
And 243 days, Mike.
Yes.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And you're all invited to come down and watch it with us. You can, sure.
Yeah, but you're a little hesitant though.
Yes, I'm cautiously optimistic because George Lucas and his creations have burned me before. So
Which one?
I don't want-
Which one are you talking about? Howard the Duck or the original?
I'll
story?
forgive him for Howard the Duck. I'll go that far. Okay, because it had Leah Thompson in it. So, but no, Phantom Menace and all the dreck after. So,
Right, but there's
and him messing with all of our fond memories of the first three. I mean, digitally adding Jabba so Han Solo steps on his tail. Screw that noise.
sorry.
He's a
Mike.
jackass.
Who's shooting first? I mean, they don't.
Yeah, seriously.
That's just,
And yeah, I mean, we all know that Han shot first.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he?
John shot first.
when we were young, that's how the version we saw.
Yeah.
When kids watch it, they see that the other version.
I know.
I don't even think kids buy it though.
Are they saying
I don't
that?
even think kids
Exactly.
believe it.
Are they saying that Han is like un-American? I never claimed he was American to begin with. So, yeah.
It's from Corellia.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's that? By is that out by Idaho?
I think so.
That last shot though with Han and Chewie, did you?
Yes, that
Did it
sent
bring you
chills.
back
Yeah,
to-
of course.
That was
Joey.
that was pretty awesome. But I mean, it was good that we finally got to see people from the original trilogy finally in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like it just assured me like, oh, they're actually in this movie.
And I swear to God, didn't Mark Hamill sound a little too young to be doing that? Well, no, I mean, we all know he's old.
It was taken, and some people say it was re-recorded, so I don't.
Wow.
So they scrubbed it, huh? Wow. Okay.
We saw Leia.
He sounded great.
Apparently, yeah.
Really? What had the shakes? Little shakes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but you're excited.
I am excited. Cautiously optimistic, I'll say.
Would you wait in line for this movie? Would you wait overnight? Would you camp out?
No.
You wouldn't camp out for Star Wars?
No.
Episode
I'm
7?
too old for that crap.
So you're just gonna go online and buy a ticket.
I'm gonna-
like choose your seat. and
Exactly.
Show up.
Yeah.
That's no
like
fun,
normal
man.
people do nowadays. That's exactly what I'm
no,
going to do.
That's no fun. Like I'm not gonna camp out for a month, but I would camp out overnight. Like I like live amongst the fans. You know.
I want to see that on the show.
Oh yeah.
It's
Huh.
not a bad idea, actually.
All right. All right. Let's-
Where's Ming?
He's camping out for Star
Yeah, he's
Wars.
giving. This doesn't come out for another 6 months.
I just think it's fun. Like if you can't, if you're in line, you're in line for.
Now we know where to send his unemployment checks to. Sony Theaters.
I think it'd be a very con-like experience, though, where you're
Yes.
amongst, your peoples.
It's after Christmas.
Yeah, it's winter in Canada, that's pretty cool.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
All right, maybe
He made his choice.
Yeah.
So he's coming up here.
I can wait in line in California, Los Angeles, like chilling out by the Chinese theater.
Don't think so.
I don't think Brian will go with you, especially if you wear shorts year round.
No, it's weird. Like Brian kind of poo-poos all the fan. He thinks the fandom like he makes fun of nerds and stuff. He was. I remember he was in the hospital once, and the only thing he could do was watch movies, and he had a copy of Star Wars with him, and it made him cry.
See, I don't
Episode
buy
4.
that. No, I don't buy that.
And then Walt went to visit him, and he was watching Star Wars, and it made him cry. And so I think he's still got a heart.
Really?
Somewhere. Yes.
Somewhere.
You didn't hear?
Season 5 is my time to crush him then. Excellent.
Oh, because we're always making fun of you.
Oh yeah, because of the ET thing. So
And
yeah.
Jean Grey, you
Yeah,
cried over
Jean-
that too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I defy anyone out there to say you didn't cry.
Over
At
a
least
comic
one.
book?
Hell yeah.
I've never cried
Yeah,
over
little
that.
bit?
I've never cried.
Little bit. There you
never
go, see?
cried because of a comic book.
You have no heart. Ming Chen, no heart. And did you have a second part of that
I was
question?
gonna say, speaking of movies, any rumblings of maybe a part for you two in Clerks 2 or even Mallrats 2?
Well, Clerks 2, yeah, because Clerks 2 is a done deal, so I don't think
Get
so.
that DeLorean.
We heard Clerks 3, he put in some stuff for. There's something for
heard.
us to do.
He hurt.
Mallrats 2 should probably be best left without
Yeah, you don't need us.
that. Although I heard a rumor that there will be new characters in the movie in Mallrats 2.
Okay.
So
2 of them might be us.
I don't know. Yeah. Were you a Mallrats fan?
Mallrats was my gateway to Kevin Smith, to the Buick universe. So yeah, that was the first one I saw.
Did you see it in the theater?
I did not. I saw it
Okay.
on VHS, and I stole that tape from Palmer Video, which is no longer. I think I drove them out of business.
You stole a videotape from a video store? Or so it wasn't Netflix's fault.
No.
We blame you for the death of the video.
Probably,
video
yeah, it was
rental
my
store.
fault.
Are you excited for Mallrats 2?
And yes, I am very much.
Attention everybody, can we please have Tony Edwards coming to the front desk? Thank you.
All right, Tony.
Tony, was that you with your entire family?
That just reminded me of something. I remember we were doing a panel. I don't know where it was, and we kept getting interrupted because they were doing lost children announcements. And it would cut our mic out, and then remember, were you there?
I was not. That had to be like Walker Stalker.
Well, I don't. No, they could. No, they're more professional than that. We were at some con where and there were all these kids getting lost within our panel. It was really weird. It's like no one's
Wasn't
keeping
me.
track of their kids.
Oh my God, the kids are actually not even getting lost, they're getting stolen. Like, all right, we've got a child abduction ring going on at the con.
Yeah, so the rumor from Mallrats 2 is Kevin had come out. I think he started as a joke. It was Mallrats 2 Die Hard in a Mall. Where I think Renee and Brandy get kidnapped, and it's up to T.S. and Brody to rescue them, but they have no weapons. I think the mall gets taken hostage. I don't know if they're looking for bearer bonds or whatever, and they have to go and rescue them with the help of Jane Silent Bob. I think that pretty much writes itself, doesn't it?
No, I wouldn't. Would you want to see that though?
I think
Bruce Willis is going to make an appearance.
No, there won't be Bruce Willis. No, instead of Bruce Willis,
For Kevin.
it's Brody Bruce.
As long as the blueprints of the plan.
Yeah, the blueprints. No, I think that's the plot. Mike.
No,
Don't shake your head,
absolutely
Mike.
not. I am not carrying any more blueprints at the secret stash at all. No more. We're not selling them.
No, I think that's the real plot, Mike. Don't shake
Was that
your,
Tony Edwards?
Don't shake your head. Don't shake your head too much.
Tony's like, sons of bitches, I don't want to talk about Mallrats too.
Would you come back to Cape? Would you come back to Canada, do more cons in Canada?
Hell yeah, Canada's
really,
awesome. You guys are great.
I really want to come back.
Is that your subtle way of saying, invite us back?
I don't think it's that subtle.
You're never subtle.
It's not subtle at all.
We're
Yeah.
not coming to Ottawa. Oddly enough, our May is completely packed.
Yeah, Jason Mewes is coming though, so go up there,
yeah.
go bug Mewes, man.
Jay's awesome.
And Brian O'Halloran's coming.
Well, can't have everything.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this. Mewes recently just had a kid, a daughter, and he named her Logan, which is pretty awesome. It's like cute, like one of the cutest kids I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like knowing Mewes of old and seeing Mewes of now as a father, like that whole, like what a journey. Like it's.
Yeah, I can't wait till he shows her Clerks for the first time. So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, you know what's weird?
Hey, look at what Daddy's saying to that girl.
Yeah, you know
Isn't that great?
You know what's weird? I think she mentioned on the show, Kevin's daughter has never seen Clerks. I think she mentioned it on Comic Con.
She's not old enough, so.
What are you, a strict adherent to the rated R under 17 without a parent?
When I can get fired for showing my boss's daughter a movie that she's not allowed to see, hell yeah.
What if it's his movie?
Doesn't matter. It's his responsibility to show her.
So she's never seen Tusk then?
I don't know about that. Oh, but speaking of that, Yoga Hosers, which is Kevin's next movie, I believe is about 95% done.
Yes.
I don't know if you were in the office when he showed us some clips.
I did. I saw almost all of them.
You're gonna love it. I mean, as Canadians, you're gonna love it.
Oh my God,
As fans of Kevin, you're gonna love it. As it's out there.
It's very out
It's
there.
definitely something you've never seen, but it's so
It's so Kevin.
It's so Kevin.
It
It's
is
so
very
awesome.
Kevin. So yeah. We didn't get to see a lot of the special effects that are going to go into it.
I think we saw enough though.
We saw enough, yeah.
It's really I can't wait. And then after that, he did a movie called Moose Jaw, which is Jaws but with a moose. So yeah, I'm not kidding. This is real. And I don't know.
Look, this is his love letter to you.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
I thought I love Canada. No, Kevin
Kevin
loves
loves Canada.
Yeah.
Jason, did you ever pay your money back?
Oh yeah, so Mewes had me run my credit card to pay for some stuff. I have not gotten that money back. I will never get that money back. I think I've kind of resigned to that. So is that? Are we done? All right. Oh, they're giving us 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Who's coming on after us?
I don't know. That young lady in the middle
Yes.
in the green shirt has a question.
2 parts. What is the weirdest question you have been asked, and what have you answered?
Wow.
That may be the weirdest question I've ever had. And
I don't know. You know what? Somebody asked me this question, and I never got around to answering it. But someone was like, "If you could give each other a piece of advice, what would it be?"
what?
Like to improve your life or each other's lives.
Like us to
Yeah, like what kind of advice would I give to you?
Okay.
And what would it be? And that's like such an on-the-spot question.
Yeah, I know.
Don't lend Jason money.
Yeah, don't lend Jason money. That's a.
That one I figured out for myself, but thank you, that's good. Mine would be, don't ever hang out with Brian if your family's around. That's the one thing.
Why?
And oh my God, just have you ever heard him tear you apart, or does it just go over?
Oh yeah, that is. I have noticed that. Yeah, when my family when I hang around, yeah, he's always like making fun of me.
Yeah,
No,
especially
but to my wife,
his little kids. It's so horrible.
It's
And Brian's like, I hate bullies. We're like, wow. Okay. All right. So that was Ming's weirdest question. What was mine?
Yeah, somebody asked me that. It was to me and Brian. We were doing a panel together. I didn't really know what to
And
say.
Brian's answer: don't ever hang around me. Yeah, especially when your family's around. The weirdest question anyone's ever asked me was, I don't know. That's
Sleep on it.
yeah. Can I answer you tomorrow?
Sleep on it. Yeah, we're not going to be here tomorrow, so come up to our booth later. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
well,
have it figured out by then.
Yeah, give me half an hour and I'll figure something out. I'll make up a lie for you. How about that? All right, cool. All right. We have time for one more question.
Anybody?
Make it a good one.
Jeremy.
Do you have a rat?
Do I? Oh, God. I think I'd give it. I think I should probably retire by now. Although, so I got to rap against DMC of Run DMC of all people, like the most unlikely. Now, if you listen to the podcast, I've dabbled in the rap world before.
Yeah, if you listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave, you know that he's an epic rapper.
It's just weird. Walt will come up with these things as a joke, and these weird ideas. It's like, hey, you and Brian should get into a rap battle against each other. And I'm like,
without knowing what a rap battle is.
He didn't know what a rap battle was. He's like, well, how does this work? He just knew the basic concept.
See this? This is a white guy, right? Walt Flanagan, even whiter.
Yeah.
It's, oh my God, he
was just kind of like, go. It's like, how does this work? It's like, well, traditionally, one guy goes and the other guy rebuts his rap. But it was like, that's how it works? And I'm like, yeah, that's how rap works. Didn't you watch 8 Mile? Like, I don't know. You didn't know how it worked.
He was like, no, that was not my movie.
But it turned from that, like a joke, into me rapping as DMC. Like, I don't know how this happens, but I guess that's the beauty of the show.
Yeah, it was great.
It's like these weird jokes that come to life. And I'll come up with one. I just
find him in a half an hour after I lie to that poor girl.
Yes. We'll be at booth 111. We're right next to Pat Mastroianni of Degrassi fame. Pretty awesome. I'm sorry. I just get choked up when I talk about Degrassi. It was like my childhood. Did you ever watch it?
No. The ones that Kevin was in. That was kind of.
No, that doesn't count. You gotta watch the junior high.
All right.
Yeah, no, you gotta watch junior. You gotta start at junior high.
Sorry, we had Saved by the Bell. That's
not the
Americans.
same.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it sucked. Oh, don't get me wrong. Everybody on Saved by the Bell sold their souls to Satan.
Not the same. Like Degrassi was cool, man. You had kids taking drugs. You had like teen pregnancy. You had like Yick Yu. You had an Asian. They had an Asian on the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell had.
They had no Asians.
Haley Mills. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Slater.
Yeah.
Kevin really likes Saved by the Bell. I mean, he mentioned his Mallrats there while he had it. Ben Affleck was talking about Lisa Lee there. I'm going to do that name. He said, I'm going to watch Degrassi because I have a thing about girls.
Yes.
So I kind of figured Kevin like that.
Yes, very much. Not Saved by the Bell. He hated Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Right on. Do you have any closing words for our Canadian friends up here in the north?
Yes. Don't make fun of Ming in front of his family, please. He gets that enough down in the States. And thanks for having us up here. We really
thanks for coming out. Seriously, thanks for watching the shows. We love doing it.
Yeah.
We want to do it forever. If that doesn't happen, let's come on and watch it.
And folks, look over there. People are coming in to do their laundry.
I guess that's our cue to get back.
I guess so. So thank you.
Thank you guys very much. Love you guys. Thank you.